going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these terrible, loose, wrinkly, mushy, disgusting al pastor sausages, and why I failed. Coming up. Back in the day, about 7 years ago, I got my first job in the barbecue scene here in Austin at a place called Friedman's. It was there I worked with the dream team of pitmasters, including Evan Leroy, Chris McGee, Lane Milne, and Joel Garcia. And at Friedman's, we had a friendly internal competition between us cooks to see who could make the most creative and unique sausage. We called it Sausage Wars. And the name of the game was taking a dish and making it in sausage form. And there were some really great ones like King Ranch chicken sausage, pepperoni pizza sausage, bacon cheeseburger sausage, and the list goes on. But there was one that stumped all of us, and that was the al pastor sausage. And the reason why it was difficult is because al pastor is topped with pineapple, and pineapple has an enzyme in it called bromelain that is detrimental to meat. You can check out Guga's channel. He has a video where he pretty much disintegrates a steak in pineapple puree. So naturally, if you put pineapple into a sausage, you're gonna end up with a really mushy texture, and it's gonna be no good. But I always have wanted to take another stab at it. So when Smoke and Joe's Pit Barbecue hit me up last week and said we should do a sausage collab where we each make an al pastor sausage, I explained to them the difficulties of pineapple, and you're better off just putting it on top as a garnish. So we agreed that we would each try and make an al pastor sausage. He's gonna put the pineapple on top, and I'm gonna try one more time to put the pineapple in the sausage to see if I can get it right. So that being said, that's what we're gonna do today, and it is going to be delicious. This is a pineapple. Now, we tried a lot of things to make pineapple work in a sausage. We tried grilling it off first, we tried using pineapple powder, dehydrated pineapple, and it never seemed to work. But today I'm gonna try something that I haven't tried before, which is I'm going to cube this up into a nice dice, and then I'm gonna freeze it. And the theory here is if it goes into the sausage frozen and I make it all as quickly as possible from start to finish, I'm gonna give that pineapple as little time as possible to affect the meat. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but we're gonna find out today. So simply enough, I took the core out of this pineapple, removed the outer skin, and now I'm just going through and getting a nice, I don't know, 1/4 inch dice. And then I'm gonna pop these on a sheet tray, and they're gonna go into the freezer until they are rock solid. And that's gonna help in two different ways. First and foremost, if they're frozen solid, they should hold their shape better while we mix it into the sausage meat. And also, if they're frozen, when I put these on the smoker for the cold smoke, hopefully that'll buy us a little bit more time so we can get some smoke on these sausages without all the pineapple juice leaching out and destroying the meat. But again, I have no idea if this is gonna work. I'm gonna get these spread out as much as I can so they don't all freeze to each other, which is likely gonna happen. Into the freezer these go. Now that our pineapple is chilling, let's do the same to our meat. What I got here is a standard pork butt, great for sausage making because it's nice and fatty. In a perfect world, you would get some lean meat and some fat back and really dial in the ratios, but a pork butt works out pretty well most of the time. Ooh, man, that is a nice looking pork steak. I might have to just cook that up. No, we're making sausage. This one's bone in, a little bit cheaper that way, not too hard to get the bone out of there. And we're simply enough just gonna cube this up so it'll freeze a little bit quicker and also fit into our grinder easier, fat and all. Just about 8 pounds total. Into the freezer, this goes as well. Spices for our al pastor sausage include our binder, which is some high temp milk powder, as well as some kosher salt, black pepper, pink curing salt, some granulated garlic, granulated onion, some cumin, some Mexican oregano, ground thyme, some dried ancho powder, some ground guajillo powder, some chili de arbol, and a little bit of some Mexican brown sugar. Just get that all nice and mixed up. Beautiful. And for our liquid component, I'm going in with some water, as well as some achiote paste. Let's let that dissolve, and we're good to go. Now that our meat is nice and chilled, let's go ahead and send it through the grinder. Loving this new sausage gear, by the way. Big shout out to the folks at Meat. I'll have a link to all this stuff in the description down below if you want to check it out and get some for yourself. This 1.5 horsepower grinder makes such quick work of this stuff compared to my other grinder, which was only half a horsepower. Love it! Beautiful. Ooh. And here we go with our spices. And of course, our liquid. We're gonna let that mix for about 5 minutes or so. Now that everything is nice and mixed up, looking nice and tacky, we're gonna throw in our frozen pineapple chunks and let it mix for another minute or so to make sure they're evenly dispersed. And then we'll case it up. Looking good. Ooh, smelling good. Nice color on there too. Beautiful day outside to be making some sausages, I tell you what. Going on with some standard hog casings. Got a little water going through just to flush them out so they slide onto the old horn here a little bit easier. Man, this is a long one. It never ends, it never ends. Won't need all of this, but I'm already committed. Tie it off, snip the tip, and then we case away. So in the past, at the restaurant, we usually do the 3-day sausage making method, which I showed in, I believe it was my first sausage making video, where you let the meat cure overnight with all the spices and the salts for better spice penetration and all that good stuff. Let the cure do its work a little longer. And I think that might be where the problem was with this pineapple sausage, is letting the pineapple sit in the meat overnight. So my theory is by doing it all in one sitting, one day, moving as quickly as I can, should help solve that problem of pineapple ruining meat. But, I don't know. I also thought about using real chilies, kind of boiling them down, soften them up, blitz them all into the liquid, but that might get weird with water ratios, and that would take a little more testing. So that's why I went with the dry stuff today, try and control one variable at a time. Just going with some standard, maybe 5-6 inch lengths here. But again, you can do one big rope, you can make these as big or as small as you like. But I'm going for that nice average size that's not going to disappoint anyone. Because in sausage making, it's not about the length, it's about the plumpness. I want to case this with no air pockets, as tight as you can without bursting the casing. That way we get that really nice, plump, snappy bite. These little chunks of pineapple are certainly looking pretty cool. Beautiful looking weens. Nothing to it, folks. It will be interesting to see how my recipe compares to old Smokin' Joe. Maybe he went with some real chilies as opposed to the dry stuff. And just like that, all these links are cased up. We even got a little baby coal at the end. Beautiful looking sausages. But no time to waste. Let's fire up the pit. Just a small bed of charcoal and a couple of really dense post oak logs. There's a snake in my boot. Now normally when I'm making sausage, I'll let these sit out on the tabletop or in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, sometimes up to overnight. What that really does is dries out the casing, which is gonna help us get more color and more smoke on them. But more importantly, it dries out all the little twists between each link. So when I go and snip them all apart, they stay together. But because I'm trying to move quickly, I'm gonna throw these right on. So I'm gonna leave them linked together. So on we go. We're gonna smoking these right around 150 degrees, no hotter than 150, and as smoky as I can get it. That way we get some really nice smoke flavor and color on these links without rendering the fat or cooking the meat too quickly. I should have got a smaller pork butt. That's a lot of sausage. All right, 150 degrees. It's nice and smoky. Probably 3-4 hours. We'll check back in. This video is brought to you by HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. With HelloFresh, you get pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal meals shipped right to your doorstep, which really makes making a home-cooked weeknight meal easy, fun, and affordable. HelloFresh is also a great way to maintain your health goals, because you don't have to worry about portion control. Not to mention, with dozens of meal plans to choose from, you can stick to any diet or health restrictions that you may need. And because these meals come together pretty quickly, it's a great alternative than getting some fast food. Nice sauce. But my favorite part about meal kits like this is the amount of time it saves me on prep. Whenever mealtime rolls around, my least favorite part is having to go to the grocery store and find all the exact amounts and ingredients of things that I need for a specific recipe. And because they're all delivered right to my door in exact amounts, saves so much time. Also, because they only send you what you need, you're gonna drastically cut down on food waste. Because something like ponzu sauce, where I only needed a tablespoon or two, instead of buying a whole bottle and having it sit in my shelf for the next 6 months, I only have exactly what I need. But most importantly, all these meals are absolutely delicious. Every meal I've had from them has been incredibly tasty, and it helps break me out of the recipe rut that I sometimes find myself in. Ooh. And these meal kits are perfect for beginners who are new to the kitchen because the instructions are incredibly easy to follow, and you can save the recipe cards in case you ever want to make it again. So if you're looking for a little help in the kitchen or just want to spend a little less time at the grocery store, go to HelloFresh.com, use code ChudsBBQ16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 surprise gifts. Again, that's HelloFresh.com, code ChudsBBQ16 for up to 16 free meals plus 3 surprise gifts. Thank you, HelloFresh. Mmm. After about 3 hours of cold smoke, these things got the color that I like. So I just bumped the temp up to about 275 to get these plumped up and cooked. And I gotta say, they are feeling pretty terrible. Very mushy, very squishy, not looking good. I think the pineapple has done us in, but we will push forward and see how they came out. So we're gonna cook these at about 250, 275 until they reach an internal temperature of around 160, and then we'll pull them off. All right, y'all, after about 30 minutes or so, these hit an internal temp of about 155, 160, and I pulled them off. And I gotta say, these are definitely the worst looking, feeling sausages that I've made in years. They are absolutely terrible. The pineapple destroyed them. I mean, just look at this. Ew. So bad. It's supposed to be nice and plump. That is not nice and plump. Like, the pineapple literally ate through the casing. I knew it was gonna be hard to work with, but geez, it destroyed these links. Like, they're just like look at that. It just wants to rip right apart. Horrible texture in there. They feel just soggy and awful. Ugh. And again, I cold smoked them and I did everything I normally do, but they were just cooking from the acid and the enzymes the entire time. Right off the smoker, it's already busted and leaking. That pesky pineapple in there. Oh, gross. Man, it's been a while since I botched a sausage like this. It brings me back to the old days. I could tell when these were cooking because I could hear the grease tray dripping, and that never happens when I make sausage because, you know, they're in a casing. But because the pineapple ate through the casings, all the fat that rendered and all the juices just came pouring out, and that's why they're all wrinkled up looking. What a shame. Like, some of them were just like tearing apart on the smoker too. Smells really good. I don't even want to try it. Like, this is such a disaster. You know, I really thought that if I moved quick enough, the pineapple has only been in these things for, you know, 4 hours max, and I figured if it went in frozen it wouldn't have as much of an effect, but boy, was I wrong. So yeah, Pastor sausage, you win this round yet again. This is my 4th and probably last attempt to ever try to do this. I mean, I don't want to try this, but it's got to be done. The idea is great, having these little chunks of pineapple in there, but again, look at the texture on that. Crumble City. Oh, the mouthfeel is awful. It's just straight mush. You know, I mean, just look at it. It's so crumbly. Terrible. Flavor is great. You know, it's got that nice chili flavor to it. The pineapple adds some really nice brightness. So if you make this recipe, all the spices are great. Just keep the pineapple out of it. God, what a shame. They're all just split open. That's the opposite of nice and plump. You know, I figured with the binder in there, it would help keep all the juices in, but there is no way you can put pineapple in a sausage that I've found yet. I must say, it's a bit of a humbling experience to have a sausage fail like this. I mean, I've been making sausage for years. It's been a good 3-4 years since I had one turn out this bad. And I'm glad you were here to watch. But it's like I was saying the whole time, putting pineapple in a sausage is incredibly difficult. But I really thought this was gonna work. I underestimated the power of the bromelain. So again, there is a way to do this. You just gotta keep the pineapple on the outside of the link. And if you wanna see how to do that, head over to Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue here on YouTube. He made that video. It should be up right now, where he made a version where the pineapple is on the outside, and I can guarantee you his turned out better than this. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good to fail on camera. And I do apologize for wasting all that pork, but hey, I do it so you don't have to. Please don't try this at home. But I do know someone that'll enjoy these sausage links. I mean, see how all the meat just wants to crumble out anyway? I'll probably just collect it all and make a fried rice or something. Man, I tell you what, when Smokin' Joe hit me up saying we should do a collab on Al Pastor sausage, I really shouldn't have told him about this whole pineapple situation and said, yeah, I'll do the one with the pineapple on top. You can put it inside, and set him up for failure, but I guess I'm just too nice of a guy. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is why you never want to put pineapple in your sausage. Again, thanks to Smokin' Joe for making me try this one more time. I think this time I have finally learned my lesson once and for all, that pineapple is just too powerful against meat. But again, head over to his channel to see his video on Al Pastor sausage that I am sure came out better than this one, and drop a comment down below telling him that he needs to thank me for letting him have the easy way out on this one. But that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like on this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you want to see me cook next. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!